Howdy, this is Mackenzie Franklin from SideGame LLC here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Today we're going to be organizing Mercurial, designed by David Go and published by Hyperlixir. This is a Kickstarter prototype copy of the game that was provided by the publisher, but it's a fully sleeved copy with no lid lift that's organized to get gameplay started as soon as possible. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please make sure that you do. It is the best way to help us grow. Let's get started organizing Mercurial. First off, we'll lift the lid here, and inside you'll see that we have the rulebook draped on top. Now, this is a pretty great reference on the back of the rulebook here. We've got all of your different iconography, as well as a turn summary, your victory summary, that you're going to want to make sure that this is face up on the table as you play. Up next, we have all of the tarot-sized cards here. They're going to be sleeved in the Arcane Tin Min board game sleeves. I really like the matte finish on these. I'll leave a link in the description for all of the organizing tools I use in this video down below. The tarot-sized cards here are going to be separated by their type, starting off with the Arcana. Now, these are all of your mid-game conditions. You want to try to satisfy them by doing different spell types, and they'll give you some form of endgame scoring. I really like the tarot-sized cards here because you get to see and appreciate this gigantic art. Really like these, so these are all double-sided here for those 3 Arcana cards. Underneath the Arcana, we have your Equilibrium card. This gives you a reminder as to what you get if you have equal amounts of Ruin and Restoration during your casting. So this is a quick reference here. Underneath that, we have our Prestige card, which is going to hold all of your Prestige tokens, additional victory points for leftover Ruin or Restoration. Underneath the Prestige card, we have your starting Alteration cards marked by the gray and purple banners on the side here. You'll have them based on the characters that you choose, and they have a variety of effects that'll get your engine started. And that brings us to our next section, these blue-edged Alteration cards. These are going to be your skill Alteration decks that you'll shuffle up and place in the center. Up next, we have all of the Heroic cards. These are going to be your point-scoring engines, what you're turning your Ruin or Restoration into in the form of Prestige. You also have these trait banners up here. You'll shuffle these and place them in the center of the table and put up a couple for your objectives that you'll be scoring throughout the game and casting your spells towards. Speaking of spells, our last section here has all of your different spell cards. So you're going to be using your dice and your gems to cast these and hopefully achieve those Heroic cards. Now, one thing to notice on the bottom right corner here, you have the multiplayer-only cards. So if you are playing the solo mode, you'll need to remove those. So you can separate them beforehand if solo is your primary way to play. Otherwise, you'll just shuffle them all into one large deck, and when you do play solo, you'll remove them then. And that brings us to our Dollar Tree containers. I really like the way these work. You pop the lid off, put them on the bottom here. You get them 10 for $1, pretty fantastic. And they're pools that you can take resources from throughout the game. Really, really like these. They come in 2 varieties here. You got your square and your circles. I chose the circle one for the Prestige tokens because they actually match that Prestige card pretty well. And they'll just go on top like that. Works really well. No problems here. In the top right here, we have our 2 square containers that are going to hold your mana gems and your Acuity. So the mana gem container here also has your discount tokens. You'll put these on the board to start off the game as well to show different discounts on spells, as well as the different cards you'll be adding to your hand through the form of discounts in mana or Acuity. So put those on the top here because you'll be using them every single game. And our last container is going to have your Acuity. So this is a pretty abundant resource. Put this in a place where many players can grab it. And that brings us to the left side here, where you're going to have all of your element dice in just a simple plastic bag. You're going to only use this at the beginning, giving out dice based on the starting resources of each player's mage, so you'll only need a few of these for each game based on your player count. In addition, in the solo mode, you're going to put a couple of these on the Heroic cards, so make sure that you allocate those at the start of those games as well. And that brings us to our last component here, the class boards. So this one here is the Initiate board. They're actually double-sided, with the Initiate giving you resources and cards that are similar to all other players. But on the back here, you'll have a unique class, which not only gives you special starting cards and resources, but also a passive or special ability that you can use. For example, the Arcanist here has an Aether die that's always active whenever they're casting spells. Pretty dang impressive. There are 4 different unique classes that you can explore for yourself. And that's everything in the box. Let's go ahead and pack it up. So first off, we start with all our class boards and then our silica gel packet in the corner there. Our element dice on top of that with our Prestige tokens. Our mana crystals and Acuity crystals in the upper right section here as support for those tarot cards. All of your tarot cards on top of that, including your Alterations, your Arcana, and your Heroic cards. We'll place the rulebook on top, and that is organizing Mercurial. If you have any questions about what you saw here, please let me know down in the comments below. And remember, this is a Kickstarter prototype version of the game, so all of the components here are not final. What do you think of Mercurial? Is this a game you're excited to try? Have you checked out the gameplay already? We'd love to hear what you think. But thank you so much for watching. SideGame Strong.